WB6JNT, course 4.
Hello all, K6MYC 2-meter Bozo Net.
K6MYC, K6BBG, 971, check-in.
Hello there, Dave. 970 what? Checking in? You sound better today.
I'm not, but, you know, just got home from dinner and just fired this thing up and, yeah, still warm out here, though.
Well, you got that right.
Pardon me?
I said you have that right. It is warm. I just got the air conditioning turned on here, courtesy of Daryl up there, and it's just starting to put cool air on me here. Am I working here? No, I'm not working. Why isn't that working?
Trip.
trying to check in. Hello.
Oh, there we go. Have to put the switch in the right position here. 982. Good evening, Daryl.
Good evening. If my signal's a little weaker, I'm about 25 watts less than usual.
Okay, well, I wouldn't know. Why are you down a little bit? You're losing power and your power supply is short?
No. I hooked up the FTDX 1200, and it doesn't have this band in it, so I hooked the old Kenwood back up.
Oh, okay, what's FTDX 1200? I'm trying to remember what the hell that is.
It's a Yaesu. It's HF plus 6 meters.
Okay, why didn't you, what have you been running all this time?
991A.
Why don't you just stay with that?
I will. I just got this back from Ken. I'm just playing with it.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, but it doesn't work on this band, that's for sure. I'm going to have a hard time hearing you if you call me on 6, over.
6 meters is supposed to work on this, so we'll try it out.
Yeah, well, you could try it, but I'm not listening on 6 at the moment. I was talking at the moment to Daryl, trying to pull your chain there. Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, as long as you can hear me on this old Kenwood, that's all that matters.
Now, those old Kenwoods sound good. Is it a 700 or something?
It's a 751A. VHF only.
Oh, yeah, okay. I had one.
Sideband in it.
A double with you. Say it again.
I said it's old, but it's got sideband in it.
Yeah, no, that's a good radio. I had one, and I think it makes about 25 watts or so.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Whereas I get 50 out of the 991, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're pretty loud for me. You might not get out to other people, but anyway. Okay, good. Let's see who else is here. I just walked in on the moment here. I didn't have any moments to spare, so there might have been some chatter going on before I got here. K6MYC Bozo Net standing by.
Copy. AA6S 800. 1009.
Okay, I got 1009. Good evening to you, Ron. Welcome back. 800. Hi, Bill. Good to hear you. And 107. Is that you, Dane?
That is me, still 107.
That's okay. I thought I heard 107, but you were kind of buried in the crowd there. Let me shoot it down to Ron. I'm hoping to hear Adam in here tonight. Does anybody know what Adam's schedule is? Is he still on the fire duty, or what his schedule is right now? I wonder if he's home. I should call him. I got to drop off a couple of chainsaws to him tomorrow and let him tell me why they won't start. Anyway, good evening, Ron. KJ6TYO. Go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Mike, and wonderful warm evening tonight, and good to hear you out there. Just been working, tired, and I'm just going to cut it short tonight.
831 here in the high desert, looking out toward the San Joaquin Valley.
Okay, Bill, I'm going to put you on hold. Ron, I'm going to put you on hold. Gotcha. And same with Dane. We got the boys down south calling up for check-ins up this way. KG6 USS. Good evening to you, John. K6MYC Bozo 47. John, over.
Yeah, hi, Mike. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing warm. It's about 100 here.
All right, Mike. Well, I got you on the log here, and thanks for checking in. We'll get you logged in, obviously, and you have a good 4th of July up there. Be safe.
I missed the last thing. What about July? What did you say about July or July certification or something? You must be having trouble down there tonight.
ESO coming in on your side there, so I'll back away, and I know you got a better copy on him than you do on me. All right, we'll be standing by here for a bit, and if anybody else wants to check in on the high voltage side here, let me know. KG6USS, Bozo Net.
Bill, do you want to call him?
Yeah, if he can hear me. He was way up. Now he's faded down to about nothing.
I thought it was just me.
KG6 USS, KG6 USS, AA6S, AA6 Sierra, number 800. Number 800, go ahead, over.
Yeah, 800, I got you. You came in very, very strong on me here, bud. I moved the antenna just a little bit to see if I could pick you guys up a little bit better. Hopefully it sounds better to you.
Okie doke. Your signals drop like crazy. It must be an inversion or something. But anyway, check me in there. KG6 USS, AA6S. Thanks a lot. Over.
Roger, AA6S, KG6 USS. Got you on the line. Thanks for checking in.
And where's your cohort? WA6AAJ. Are you here yet, Mike?
Yes, sir. WA6AAJ 727.
Yeah, you want to give John a call down there in the high desert?
I'm not hearing him very well.
Yeah.
Call KG6 USS KM6SRR number 432.
Yeah, 432, KG6 USS 831. Got you on the log. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, John. You're dropped down, but I can still copy.
Yeah, I don't have any signal strength on you at all. It's just, I can hear you, but no signal strength. Copy?
Roger, you came up just a hair, but yep, same here. Anyway, thanks for being there.
All right, have a good evening, sir, and have a good weekend. Anybody else want to check in on Bozo 831 KG6 USS up here in the high desert? Hello.
Mike, any copy on him now?
No, not a thing. I'll give him a shot. KG6 USS, KG6 USS, WA6AAJ in Clovis. Over.
Yeah, I got you. What's your Bozo number?
727.
I'm not hearing him.
He wanted to know what your Bozo number was. His Bozo is 727. He copied you fine, but he just didn't hear you give your Bozo number, Mike. Yeah. Hey, Mike. Anyway, back to you, John. It was WA6AAJ, Bozo 727, and you got him okay. KG6 USS, and you got KM6SRR, I think. Rob in good shape, so I think that's all there is tonight. Over. It must have faded out for him.
He's a KG6 USS, Bozo 831, back to no control, Southern California.
I can hear you.
What was the guy's number in Clovis there, Mike?
WA6 Alpha Juliet. WA6AAJ 727. 727.
Oh, 727. Okay, got it. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Bend is up and down a lot tonight. Lots of QSB on the path. We saw the same thing last night. It was terrible on 1296. Same kind of conditions. 7-3, John. 7-3. See you on Sunday. KG6 USS, I should say. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bozo 47, 73.
All right, Mike, have a good one. Thanks for checking in. KG6 USS, 73 to you.
7-3, say hi to the gang down there. I haven't heard Pat for ages. What's Pat doing these days? PMD, where is he? He must have local QRM down here. He's not here for the darn tonight. Okay, and let's see. Is there anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley? How about N6 SWR How about you, Ben? How about KB6 Whiskey, no, KB6RQU. How about you, Rick?
KC5DTU 712.
There's Kerry. Hi, Kerry. KC5DTU. Good evening.
Good evening, Michael and the gang.
Well, are they going to get this bill done tonight, or are they going to screw around another day?
Well, I think they're going to get it done, but boy, they're sure making me sit on the edge.
Well, there's no. You can sit on the edge all you want, but yeah, it's the games they play. My God, and they keep changing procedures, and always somebody new, and they're going to try something new, and this and that and the other thing. I got a kick out of this judge now that wants to. What's this latest judge thing he was trying to shut? He's trying to shut something that Trump's doing with the border again. Well, he's trying to make sure that I don't know what it is, something to do with the incoming people, and they're not being handled correctly or something. What's that all about?
Trump is shutting down the asylum cases that came across illegally, and he says he can't. So he's giving him an appeal, so it'll go up to the Supreme Court and be overturned.
Yeah, what a waste of time. These goddamn judges just got to have their little moment in the sun, don't they?
Roger that. It's it's waking up a lot of people, so I think that's what it's supposed to do.
Well, either it's supposed to or it is. Boy, oh boy. Okay, good to hear you anyway, Kerry. I'm going to be in town tomorrow. The only way I can stay in town to have lunch with you if you'll bring me back up here, over.
Okay, well, let me look at the calendar and I'll see.
Okay, I'll be here. Judy won't be going in. She's still kind of iffy. But I can maybe we'll get together with you for lunch or something. I got to go in the morning. I'll be in at the plant initially, and then I got a little shopping to do, and then I can meet you for lunch somewhere, transfer a few little goodies that we're buying at the store to your vehicle, or at some point in time you can pick me up and take me to the Walmart, and we can do a little shopping together, and then you can bring me home if it works. I don't want to put you out, Kerry.
Okay. Well, I don't know what Laura has on the calendar right now, so let me check, and I'll let you know back.
All right, I'll be here. If it's too late, don't find out, give me a call after the net. Thank you.
Roger, KC5DTU.
Roger, KC5DTU now. WA60YB. Let me say good evening to you, Ron. Rob, R-O-B, SRR. Didn't get a chance to do that officially, and I haven't heard Aaron in here, but I'm sure Aaron is lurking in the background with Brittany as well. Over.
Yeah, he has to wait for you to turn north for him to be able to hear you, I guess. And I guess you could also check in Bozo 1200. She's here.
Gotcha.
I have to wait on this band.
711. Is that 711 with a 2 on the end, or also?
Also.
711 also, not 7112. Okay, got it.
And 1079 and Bozo 1100, K6USY.
Gotcha, and good evening to Aaron. Keep an ear out, if you will, for KE6VON. I may have to give him a call because I'd like to drop a couple of chainsaws off, but if he's not home, I won't do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him for the last couple weeks on the repeater, but I'm not in my normal schedule now that it's summer vacation and I don't have to take kids everywhere in the morning. So a lot of times I talk to him on the repeater in the morning, but I'm not out and about as early as I normally am during the school year. K6USY.
Yeah, okay. Well, he may check in here. Usually I can hear him from no matter which way I'm pointed, but keep an ear out for Adam And if I don't hear from him, I may give him a jingle on the phone later. Anyway, thanks much, Aaron. Good to hear you. And I got 1200 also checked in, Rob. Thank you.
Roger, Roger. I'm going to go down and finish my dinner.
Okay. I don't know what Ken's doing tonight, but I was waiting for Ken. I was looking for KG6, KE6, KK6ZKE. Are you here tonight, Terry? Unusual not to have Terry in. Okay, K6MTS. How about you, Mark? Mark usually is a late listener. I've got a residual skunk smell floating in here. I don't know if there's skunks behind me eating dinner or not, but I'm catching the faintest of skunk odors. They were out last night. Somebody had a little encounter. There was a skunk odor in the area about 10 o'clock last night. But the cats don't seem to have any odor, so I don't know what triggered it. Maybe a raccoon that smells real bad. Anyway, anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley before we go over toward Atascadero? This is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie 2-meter Bozo Net. You want to give, if you're pointed that way, Rob, you want to give N6SWR a call. Maybe you can wake him up. Oh, hey, never mind. You're eating dinner. Never mind. I'll call him again here. N6SWR, Ben. We'd like to have you check in with us. If you could, N6SWR, K6MYC.
Wednesday night Bozo Net, Southern California. Hello.
Something California, Bozo, and something in California are a little bit light. Try it again. Just give me your number over.
That might have been John out in the desert.
It wasn't John's voice, but it might have been somebody checking in with John there. Okay, no worries. I think we're ready to go to Atascadero, so here we go.
Bozo, 831, KG6.
W6QUI. W6QUI. Ron, are you out there? K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
W6QUI, W6QUI. This is the first and third Wednesday, isn't it? So I don't think he's going to be there. First and third Wednesdays, he's not usually here.
Yeah, this is the first Wednesday.
Something to do with the museum. I think they let him check out of it. He's in the museum himself, but I think they let him check out for the second Wednesday, Aaron, over.
Roger, roger.
That's a joke. You're supposed to laugh.
W6QUI, 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 A6S, over.
Thank you, Bill. I think it's that first Wednesday thing again. He's probably not here. Anyway, I didn't get a chance to say much to you. We missed you, of course. I guess you were in there last night on 1296. Sure, we had you. You must have trouble hearing me. AA6S, K6MYC. Well, I'm still pegging the watt meter at 1500, so I don't know what's wrong there. Bill, are you copying?
Yeah, I can hear you, but barely. I'm pointed towards Tom right now. I can barely hear you, Mikey. Over.
Okay, well, you're about S5 here, so you must have terrible receive conditions. You're very loud here. No problem. Give Tom a call, and I'll rotate toward Tom. AA6S, with KW6S, K6MYC. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, see if Tom can copy me. Heard nothing from Ron. KW6S, KW6S, AA6S, over. KW6S, 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 AA6S, AA6S, over.
Aaron, can you see where I'm pointed?
I don't know if he's not there, Mikey, or what. I hear nothing.
I don't hear him either, and I'm pretty sure I'm pointed at 211 or 210. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not 211. I'm pointed at 270 something. Aaron, could you read where I'm pointed if you're there? Aaron's not there either. No worries. KW6S or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. AF6 United, how about it, Lee? Or KW6S, Tom, K6MYC, calling and listening.
KM6SR.
Can you see the screen where I'm pointed, Rob?
Yes, you're pointed just barely below San Jose. So I think if you want to be down to Monterey, you need to go south a little more.
I think I got 27 on the screen, so it must be in the 270 region. That's usually close enough to get them. If they're there, they'll be there. They'll be hearing me.
Did you want me to give another call to Ben?
Sure.
N6SWR, Ben, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? N6SWR, KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by. I'm not hearing anything, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know where Ben is. He's got something wrong with the system. Maybe he can't rotate the antenna, and that may be why he's so weak. He gets checked into the LA guys, I guess. You'd have to look at their list to confirm that he's been checking in with them, but he's very weak when he points, when he doesn't have the antenna pointed this way. It was interesting to hear Rick at the end of the net the other night. I didn't think, I was quite surprised. And I was, it was so quick in and out that I didn't bother to turn the antenna for him. I couldn't hear him at all. Sometimes I can hear his 2-meter signal, but he may not have had the amp on. Anyway, KW6S, Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, beaming Monterey area, Monterey, Watsonville, K6MYC, Bozo Net, over. Boy, he was so weak last night on 1296, I could hardly hear him. It was a weird night last night. Well, I think I'll go up toward the Bay Area then. There's into the Bay Area, the low end of the Bay Area. WB6JNN or KB6BA, anybody?
WB6WNI.
Hi, Gary. You're early. You must be just getting ready for dinner.
Yeah. WB6WNI1090. Mike, I won't hold it, but I want to tell you, old age is catching up to me. Any reason why I might not have been on 6 meters?
I don't know. I don't remember. We had a kind of poor propagation, 6 meters, and then last night on 1296 was also pretty bad. So it doesn't surprise me. I was struggling on 6.
Oh, well, it was not your fault. For a full hour, I had on 50.125. Then at around 9:30, I said, wait a minute. Yep, it was too late. Anyway, Mike, I'll say 73 and get done cooking dinner, but we'll meet you again tomorrow on 432. K6MYC from WB6WNI 1090.
Okay, I guess we're going to have to give you a corroded star. You were there, but you weren't really there, so you can't get a gold star or a silver star. You're going to have a corroded star, over.
Well, that was as they say, better than no star. Is that correct?
That's it. You were there in spirit, but your knob was in the wrong position there. All right, Gary. Good to hear you, though. Nice strong signal here tonight. So looks like conditions in the Bay Area are pretty good. You might stick around long enough. Maybe you can help me with somebody else that I may not be hearing here. What's going on down here? I got something flickering. What's flickering down on the floor here? Huh, that's weird. Okay, well, I don't see it now. Must be have a little flame going underneath the chair here. QRZ, the Bay Area, Bozo Net, 2 meters. We've got WB6WNI and I listening. For anybody to check in from the Bay Area, please. AB6SR, Stan. KB6BA. WB6JNN. Somebody there, very, very light. Try it again. Who was that, Gary?
Willie Baker, 6, Japan, Norway. Oh, it's JNN, and he's calling you back.
I hear you now, Jim. Let me have a little more chatter, and maybe I'll have to move the antenna to peek on you there. WB6JNN, 285, K6MYC. Go ahead, Jim.
K6, WB6JNN, Willie Baker 6, Japan, Norway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. WB6JNN, Willie Baker 6, Japan, Norway.
Yeah, I got you. You're okay. I just wasn't further. I normally don't hear Gary as well as I did pointed below you. I was south of you, or more west. Now I came up a little bit, and I could hear you, but you came up quite a ways when I moved the antenna. I don't necessarily peeked on you, but plenty loud. Good evening, and boy, what a weird night last night on 1296, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sort of strange last night.
Well, at least you're here. Haven't heard from Darren.
2 people talking at once. I didn't get it. Say it again.
Yeah, I said somebody else was on there. Okay, WB6JNN, K6MYC. And yeah, last night was really weird. It was very bad conditions, apparently. So, oh well. And when I first called you back, I had it set up for 1296 and hadn't changed the power back to 50 watts. So that's why you didn't hear me too well then.
Oh, at the beginning?
Yeah, at the beginning. It was 3 dB less.
Well, 3 dB wasn't, would have helped some last night, but it wasn't going to be the answer. The band was all over the place, and the signals were coming from everywhere. Everybody was very diffused. I had people calling in, and they'd be off of them 30 degrees in the wrong direction, and I was hearing people. I worked KR6MR with his 18 watts, and I was pointed toward Oakley when he called me. And it didn't change signal strength all the way from 303 to 333, Jim, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's the way it goes on that band. You were aimed way above San Francisco for Jim when you were talking to him as well. So it was a strange night. And I couldn't hear you when you aimed at San Jose. I could only hear you when you aimed at San Francisco. So it was a strange night. There's no question. Tonight, I said, though I was 3 dB less when I started tonight on 2 meters, because I had it set up for 1296, and I have to drop the thing down to 25 watts for that, so I didn't have the 50 watts going at first. Anyway, between the antenna and that, we got a reasonable path now. WB6JNN.
Well, that's almost as good an excuse as Gary's excuse. He tried to check in on 6 meters the other night. Now, he was on the right band. He was on 6 meters, but he was down on 50.125, wondering why he couldn't hear me.
Oh yeah.
That's a a newbie mistake if I ever seen one, and it's a newbie and an oldie mistake. Everybody does the same thing. Sooner or later, you're going to make a boo-boo like that. right. Thanks, Jim. I think PQL's in here also, so, and maybe some others. I'll stand by. WB6JNN. Good to hear you, Jim. And look for you tomorrow night on 432. Hopefully that'll be good. Usually you're bounding in here on 432, so it should be good. WB6JNN, K6MYC, clearing over to PQL or anybody else.
Golf Yankee.
KB6 WSC 775.
Okay, I hear Golf Yankee 884. I hear you, Phil. I've got your 884. Stick around if you can, Phil. Otherwise, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775. Go ahead, Mike.
Good evening, Mike and the group. Thank you. 55 degrees and overcast. Otherwise, nothing new to report here. Back to Net. K6MYC, KB6WFC.
Now, yeah, but you're right in the middle of winter. You're right in the middle of the San Francisco Bay Area winter time there at 55 degrees. Jesus. We don't even get within 20 degrees of 55 overnight. It's 75 here overnight. Overnight. And you're sitting there at 55 in the afternoon there. Crazy. Anyway, we were only about 100 today, maybe a little more, 100, 105, something like that. Good to hear you, Mike. And I heard you the other night, but that 1296 band was just all screwed up last night, so it was luckily we got 19 check-ins. My God, we had a lot of check-ins, but the band was just terrible. I don't think I had a good QSO with more than about 5 guys. It was just awful. Anyway, thank you. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC, over.
Roger, 73. Good evening, thank you.
Betcha, 73. How about you, Jim, PQL? I usually get PQL in the same direction I get Daly City. So who else is in the Bay Area? K6KLY was in here last night. AB6BA, AB6SR, KF6QCH. We haven't heard Jerry. I think that's his handle, Jimmy. We haven't heard Jimmy for ages. KB6BA, W6PQL. Where is everybody? Hey, they must be in the middle of the preliminary vote in the Congress tonight. Maybe that's what's got everybody on the edge of their seat.
Hello, W6PQL.
Hello, PQL. And I heard somebody underneath you. We'll pick them up in a minute. Good evening, Jim. You're sounding pretty good and quite an improvement over the disaster we had last night. 1296, over.
Yeah, it wasn't too great. I don't know what Steve is out of town, so I wasn't able to check the coastal path. But that's usually better.
We got you, Rick. Hang on.
The innards are not working for us. But, yeah, it's one of those nights. We've had one of those nights an awful lot on 1296 lately. Don't know if it's the time we're doing it or what, but this doesn't seem to work like it used to. K6MYC, W6PQL.
I don't know either. And, of course, the HF bands have had some very odd conditions. I've been listening a little bit on 40, and when I do hear signals, like in the morning, we're not getting the Sacramento area very well on 40 meters, even though I'm beamed right up through Sacramento to get to Olympia, Washington. I worked a friend of mine on the boat this morning. He was 100 watts and a backstay antenna at Port Townsend in northern Washington on the coast in the water there. And he was pounding in here at S9 plus 10, and I could barely hear Phil, WB6GGY in Tweenhort. So that's the way it was on 40. Then I went to 20 meters last night thinking that maybe it'll be quieter and less static. And I pointed up toward Europe because I kept hearing Europeans. And that's band's open. I get up there and it's just all chopped up. The signals are jumping from S9 to S3, every other syllable. It was just awful. And I heard a Sugar 51 and a Gulf Mexico, but it wasn't even worth getting on the band. It was horrible. And there was only about 3 or 4 stations on the band anyway, but the band was just all chopped up. And I couldn't hear any VKs, nothing toward VK at all. So Really weird. So I have a feeling, Jim, that some of that is milking its way over to all the way to the microwave bands here. Over.
Well, I suppose that's possible. The solar cycle doesn't normally affect VHF and UHF bands unless we get some weather that helps us with things like the stuff that happens on 6 meters and those openings that we sometimes get on 2 meters. I haven't seen one of those in a very long time, though, the 2-meter openings. 6 happens more often, but this is the time of year when it does happen. Yeah, I guess we just don't understand all that solar radiation stuff as well as we should, because I can remember stories about 10 meters. You don't even need anything but a wet straw for 10 meters to be 40 over. So that was in the 50s, and you would have remembered that. I wouldn't have, because I wasn't a ham radio operator until the 60s. So I missed that whole thing, and I've never seen 10 meters be like that. But the guys that were around in the 50s certainly remember it. Well, that's all I got over here. Another 80-degree day. Cooling down at night here. It's about 60 right now. 73's Mike, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Well, I got to tell you a story about one of my mentors, one of my first father ham radio guys, W6 Papa Juliet, W6PJ, lived in Reseda. Was an antenna designer for a bunch of companies in the Bay, in the San Fernando Valley and around. Very, very sharp guy, and well, now I'm not sure why I thought of him. For heaven's sakes, that's stupid. Well, I was going to say, what's happening, I think, right now is the sun is just spewing out all kinds of stuff. It's got this big, huge corona hole. I don't know if they call it a sunspot, but it's a big dark spot on the sun, and it's just emitting all kinds of crap. And the conditions are bad for weeks at a time. This last condition is going on for about a week, and I have a feeling that somehow that's having this effect on this up and down stuff we're seeing on 1296. I could argue that some of that was inversion. But there wasn't any real high wind or anything that would break up the inversion and make it so choppy. But last night was just chopped up, and I was getting signals. I was working KR6MR in Meadow Vista. He's normally 333 to 335 for me in the heading, 333, 335. I was hearing him just as well when I was pointed at N6RO, which is about 305. He was just pounding in at 305. Wasn't pounding in because he only had 18 watts, but I could move the antenna in increments, and he would come and go, but it was the fading that was making it coming and go, but he didn't change in the signal strength all the way from 305 to 335, Jim, over.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of scatter. Well, whatever has been helping us in the past, I hope it returns someday. I can remember back in the 80s getting on with on 1296, and between here and Santa Rosa, that was about a 100-mile path. It was so strong one day, and this happened more than once during that summer, that particular summer, but I guess it was, I can't remember his call. But we were so strong, and then we just kept reducing power. We finally got down to our double balanced mixers. Yeah, it's just like minus 10 dBm. It's not very much. We were still S2 or S3, so really incredible conditions. Obviously, that was a weather trough of some kind. It was only a 100-mile path, but still, when you get down to double balanced mixers and you still got Q5 copy, it's an incredible opening. And that happened on more than one occasion. So I haven't heard that happen in a very long time. War stories, huh, Mike?
Yeah. Well, I know what I was going to tell you about W6PJ. He had a big antenna, beautiful antenna, multi-driven. He had driven elements that were dual drivens, but with coax feeds between them, like a log periodic. But it was just his design. Boy, it worked. It had a low angle and everything. But anyway, he had a sloper off of his telephone pole. He had an 80-foot telephone pole in the yard right next to his swimming pool, and that's where he had the HF antennas. But he had a sloper on 10 meters, and he had a little tiny radio. And he said, "Look, you can come in and run 10 meters. I think I was not a novice, but I was a general." But he said, "Come in and have fun on 10 meters. The band's wide open." And he was running a little radio that was an AM. I think it was a military radio, but I'm not even sure now. But it ran 2.5 watts of output on AM, and this sloper. And I get it to his place, and that would work all over the U.S. with 2.5 watts on AM on 10 meters. So, like you say, a wet straw would do it. Over.
Yeah. It's too bad we lost the formula, whatever it was.
Well, it was the sloper was up high, and of course it had a pretty low angle. But 2.5 watts on AM, for God's sake, you know, talk about giving away signal to noise ratio. Anyway, that was my story. Eventually, he moved down up to Lake Isabella and retired there. And I'm sorry we lost him. He actually killed himself by accident. He cooked himself. He was playing around with RF and trying to heal and make himself better, and he ended up cooking his liver or his kidneys. I can't remember which, but he cooked himself to death. Over.
What, with RF?
Yeah, he was playing around with RF, but he was using a little bit too much. It probably felt nice and warm for a while, but he didn't realize that you don't have a lot of heat feeling in those organs. Over.
Well, that doesn't sound like RF. That sounds like Jack Daniels.
Oh, no, it was RF. He wasn't a drinker at all. It was RF. He had just, when they did an autopsy, they said his liver looked like a piece of leather. Over. Anyway, that was the sad demise of W6PJ. Got a little bit over-enthusiastic about RF cures and frequency, its effect frequencies on the human body. I heard a guy the other day that he said one of the cells resonances that's very common in your body is resonant at 432 cycles. Not 433, not 431, but 432 cycles. And if you try to make it work at 439, it really messes you all up, and it makes that organ be really weird. Anyway, I don't know. I haven't followed up on that one, but it happened to be interesting because it was 432, but cycles, not megahertz. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see who else is in here. I got Mike, KB6BA. I got Jim, WB6JNN, but we're missing a KB6BA, AB6SR, perhaps one or two others. K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay Area. Anybody else?
KM6SRR.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I heard Rick in there. I'm still pointed down that way now. KB6RQU, you still on there, Rick?
AB6SR, Mike.
Roger.
Yeah, he's got a local there, Stan.
Oh, Bozo 61, did you get tired and go away? Well, I did hear him, Mike, so I'm going to put him down.
Yeah, we got you. I got 61. Listen, let me pick up Stan here. AB6SR booming signal. Stan, go ahead. K6MYC.
K6MYC, AB6SR. Just woke up. In fact, on Sunday I slept through it as well, and the previous Wednesday, so I'm not doing very well, am I?
Well, you're doing okay. You're doing what an old man does. I sleep every day. I fell asleep during one of the TV news broadcasts today, and I woke up and I didn't even know where I was. I was so far down.
Doing stuff in the garden all the time, really, and otherwise dozing off at the time when we're supposed to be on the air. So must be summertime, and the temperature is a bit on the warm side for me. Nothing compared with what you have, of course. Okay, so nothing much from here, but I did wake up to hear you and Jim talking there. K6MYC, AB6SR in Los Gatos.
Yeah, and you're just pounding in here, big, huge signal. and I'm not actually even pointed at you. I'm pointed more toward Daly City in that area, so just a huge propagation for 2 meters. It was terrible last night on 1296. We were just commenting on it. Anyway, great to hear you, Stan. Thanks for waking up and joining us here in this wonderful 2-meter Bozo Net. AB6SR, Los Gatos, K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please?
Whiskey 2, Whiskey Radio X-ray, W2WRX.
I hear you, Carl. I'm not pointed your way, but we'll take you. W2WRX 294. We got you. And hope you're okay up there. I won't move the antenna at this point, but I don't need it because you're plenty strong. But good evening to you. W2WRX with a Mai Tai in one hand and a bottle of beer in the other hand. K6MYC.
Roger, Roger. Okay, Mike, you see you also have a nice Mai Tai there, and keep nice and cool inside that shack there, and we'll talk to you later. W2WRX. Aloha.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I just bumped the antenna just about 2-3 degrees. You must have had you in my first side lobe because you really came up. Now you're very loud, and thanks for the Mai Tai greeting there. I haven't actually had a Mai Tai to sip on for quite some time. I just never think of it, and we're always busy in the evening here, either watching the news or getting ready to eat or ready for the net. So the Mai Tai slips by sometimes. It'd probably be better to drink one at 9:30 anyway. 7-3, aloha, Carl.
Roger, Roger. Okay. We'll talk to you again, Mike. W2WRX, back to net control.
7-3. All right, anybody else in the Bay Area, please? K6MYC Bozo Net, about to go to Oakley. Nothing heard. Oakley, are you there? I'm pretty close to Oakley here. N6RO, probably sitting down to dinner. N6 Radio Ocean, N6 Radio Oakley, N6 Rodeo, K6MYC. Well, he's off again. They having all kinds of grief there. He's been on every other day now lately with some kind of antenna questions or problems. Last night they were on a Canadian contest and they were going great guns and they just went right through the net. Forgot about it altogether. I think not last night, but the night before last on 6 meters. Anyway, Ken will show up if he's in the shack. He'll show up. N6RO, last call. Anybody else up this direction? KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima or anybody?
KD6 WVL 1179.
Not up that direction, but like to get a check-in.
Yeah, we'll give you a check-in, but let me pick up John first. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima 1179. Good evening, John. Very strong, and then we have another station right with you there, and we'll get his check-in just a second. Take a transmission, John. Hope everything's well with you. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima at Modesto 1179 K6MYC Bozo.
Okay, Mike, you're sounding good tonight. Yeah, it won't take very long here. Just say hello to you and Judy, and have a good evening. KD6WVL 73.
Thank you. Thank you very much, John. Good evening to you as well. We'll see you tomorrow on 432, I hope. Okay, who was the other one that asked for a check-in, please?
Whiskey 6 Papa Echo.
Oh, W6PE. We missed you last night, Mike, but I'm sure you had a good excuse. You probably fell asleep in front of the radio.
Negative, and actually I called, but I guess I just didn't have the antenna aimed the right direction, and you couldn't pick me up, but I tried.
Okay, well, you got a good signal tonight. Of course, 2 meters is much easier. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we called, and I had other people listening for you. Rob was listening, and we had a couple of other people that were here listening last night. So I don't know where you were, but we tried and tried. It's not, and in fact, I came in the shack tonight, and my antenna was still beamed right at you. So we actually signed off on 1296 with the antenna toward you, and we did a lot of QSOs here. Our local guys, Aaron was in at the end of the net, and I think one other guy, and Rob was in, and I can't remember who the other one was, but Aaron, and he went round and round for a few minutes. So there was people here. How we missed you, I have no idea. I guess you have the rotator working though, don't you?
Yep, yeah. The rotator was working okay, and I adjusted it to maximize my signal on picking you up, but I guess I just was not getting out. So, but well, I'll try again on 1296 next week.
Okay, so you were hearing me, huh?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Oh, that's strange. Nobody else heard you either, which is odd. I think Aaron can even hear you because he gets a really good signal up that direction, right toward the north. He gets a good bounce, and so he normally points right up toward you for a bounce back to me. Well, we'll figure that one out. Maybe it was like one of the other guys that checked into the net tonight. He called and called and called. I didn't come back to him on 6 meters, and then he realized he was calling me on 50.125. Over.
Okay. Yeah. No, I tried to get you on 6 meters as well, and you weren't hearing me then either. I think that was whenever the 6 meter one is Monday.
I'll be darned, yeah. I don't know why I'm not hearing you. You're not that weak normally. I mean, if you point the antenna toward me on 1296, I know I'm going to hear you like a ton of bricks. I heard you way back in the early days when you were running a vertical.
Yeah, well, on 6 meters, I just use it's my off-center fed dipole, so it's 80 to 6 meters, so it's not a very good antenna for 6 meters, but one of these days when my budget builds up a little bit, I got a lot of projects around the house here that are taking the extra cash to take care of, so, but I do have it on my wish list to get a 6 meter beam up.
Okay. Well, keep our fingers crossed. I can understand maybe not hearing you with the lobes. God knows where they are off that wire for 6 meters. But I should have heard you on 1296. That's very disturbing. But it was a bad night. Propagation was down, very much depressed. So it might have been you were just below the noise, that's all. It's the only thing I can think of. I do run 600 here. So that's a big difference between 10 watts that you have, probably getting 6 or 7 to the antenna. So 6 to 60 is 10 dB, 60 to 600 is another 10 dB. So you're 20 dB down. So if I'm not roaring in for you, I'm not going to hear you. Good evening, Mike. W6PE, K6MYC.
All right, Mike. It sounds good. You have a good evening. I'm going to head to bed. So 73, and we'll catch you tomorrow on 432.
Roger. Now, anybody else in this direction before I go more towards Sacramento? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
And 6RO.
Oh, there he is. We called you. I'm still pointed at you. Good evening, Ken.
Yeah, I was out getting the mail. K6MYC and 6RO, Bozo 835, high temperature 94, and dinner is going to be, what's dinner? Oh, Dover sole and broccoli. And to me it feels like Monday because yesterday was the end of a contest, which is typically on Sunday. So I'm not only screwed up on my hours in a day, I'm screwed up on days of the week. Over.
Well, welcome to the club, old man.
Anyway, our standing in the Canada Day, we have the highest score in the contest, including the Canadians who have an advantage on points and also multipliers. So we're happy with that, and we'll probably get a piece of paper about it. K6MYC and 6RO.
Well, congratulations for winning the VE contest. The VE, what is it, All VE Day, or what do they call it?
Canada Day. It's similar to our 4th of July.
Canada Day. Okay, good. Well, fine and dandy. That's wonderful. And you didn't think you did that well because bands were in the tank on 10 and others. And but obviously your team, your 3 people, you guys really cranked. And of course, you probably were the only stupids that were actually going hard in the contest. Everybody else said, yeah, Canada, sure, we'll get on for 10 minutes.
Well, activity was down, possibly due to people being recovering from field day. That's one theory. But I think it's more of a matter of it's a work week, a work day for most people. So only we retirees are active.
Yeah, that's probably it. But yeah. But it's outstanding that you were able to get, so you didn't have to rely on 10 meters to work Canadians. You were able to do it with the other bands, so that probably was your big advantage. You have great skills, you have skilled people, and a wonderful station. And as long as you don't rely on waiting for Mother Nature to give you bands that you don't have a pair on compared to other people, why, you're very competitive, obviously. Over.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. We don't really worry about predictions of propagation. We're going to be on there anyway, bad or good. Propagation was not great on any band, actually, and the summer thunderstorm static was a big pain, and that kept people off the air on 160 through 80, and a little bit on 40, I guess. We had a few unusual high scores, like Dave made 279 QSOs on 40 sidebands, which was 3 times what he had on CW, and he's a CW operator. And our 20-meter operator put about 18 hours in the chair, and he had over 500 contacts on 20 phone and CW. So it was a success, and we're just decompressing still in 6RO.
Okay. Well, just to keep you up to date, this is Wednesday, July 2, and I think it's Wednesday anyway, or is it Thursday? No, it's it's Wednesday, Ken. Wednesday. See you later. See you tomorrow on 4:32. That'll put you in the right day for sure on Thursday there. And 6RO, K6MYC. Anybody else? While I pointed toward up the valley here.
Night.
I don't hear anybody. Let me get over and get KJ6, KJO maybe.
680, Mike. That would be 6ISO.
Oh, 2 of you. 680. Good evening, Mark. And 86. Good evening, Dennis. Mark, take a short one. Over.
You got it. Thanks very much for doing the Bozo Net. Thanks for checking in a local who I can't hear squat out there, but I know you can hear me. Kilo 6 Mike Tango Sierra, back to net, Mike.
Yeah, thanks for checking in, Mark. Good to hear you. Rob's here, but he was down eating dinner. He'd probably back up in the shack. Now, Rob, you here?
Oh, yeah, I'm up here. I just turned up that way. Good evening, Mark. I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you yet.
I got you S4 at the moment, and you sound like I just talked to you like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're right. I did. Yeah, not much for a critter report, huh?
Nah, all good. All right, man. Thanks, guys. I won't tie it up, or we'll just be kind of listening. K6MTS.
Okay, very good, Mark. And I'll see if Dennis up in Sacramento is hearing you at all. Okay, Dennis. WB6ISO, number 86. Go ahead, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, very pleasant. Good evening. Your signal is down a little bit. Are you not pointing up this way, and are you running the same amount of power that you normally run over?
Well, I don't think I'm quite at you yet. Over.
Yeah, your signal's way down up in this direction. I just kind of wondered if you're running the same amount of power or which way you got your antennas pointing over.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it, Dennis? Let's just go with it. Check-ins. I was pointed for Darren and not optimized on you. I don't need to optimize on you. You're 40 over.
We'd like to get checked in. Also N1 PVP, Dave 336, and Mr. Larry N6BX at 782. Break.
And we doubled at the beginning of that, Dennis. So I didn't get, I think I picked you up when you were saying 160 and 336. So I got that part of it. And BX's, I don't have BX's number.
Yeah, that's November 6 Bravo X-ray 782. 782. Okay, so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this one here is a hello to you from one of your long-lost friends. Okay, we went over last Saturday and did some antenna work for the gentleman, replacing a rotor and some other things. And by golly, he is one of your guys from long ago and wanted me to make sure we say hello. It's Whiskey Alpha 6 Victor Alpha Bravo, WA6 Victor Alpha Bravo. His name is Ray, and he worked with you when you was at KLM. Over.
Yeah, I know Ray. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've heard from Ray. Ray was suffering. He was in the service, and he got tangled up in Agent Orange. So he'd been suffering some medical problems because of Agent Orange from those days. But I'm glad he's still kicking. And I wonder if he mentioned anything about Mel, K6KBE. I haven't heard from Mel. Mel, I think, is suffering from mental issue where he's losing his mind. You know, what do they call that? Dementia. I talked to Mel about 6 months ago, and he repeated himself about 4 times in a quick phone call. So I thought, wow, that's weird. And he keeps telling me he's going to check in here on the Bozo Net. He lives up near you somewhere, but he never gets around to checking in. I just don't think he's aware of what day it is. Over.
Yeah, well, unfortunately. No, he did not mention anything about Mel. And unfortunately, Ray does not have anything for 2-meter sideband capability, so I'm going to try to get him to try to get some antennas and get him on 2-meter sideband over there eventually, and you'll be able to make contact back with him. But anyway, yeah, he was telling me all about the stories when he was working with you there at KLM many years, many moons ago. And so anyway, he wanted me to make sure to say hello to you, and he's still doing fine. Over.
Oh, that's good. Good. Must have somehow found a way to get around the Agent Orange. I'm pretty sure I have that right. It maybe wasn't him, but I could swear it was him that had the Agent Orange issues. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm glad to hear he's doing fine and trying to get the station back together again. Over.
Yeah, you betcha. Stand by 1 second there, if you would there, Mike. I think I heard that number, Bozo 61. Is that you, 61?
That's Rick down in Lake Isabella. We got him checked in, but say hello to Rick down there, KB6RQU, Dennis. Over.
Yeah, I heard him. Hello, Rick down there. Yeah, how you doing there, buddy? WB6 ISO, Bozo 86 up here in the Rio Linda, north of Sacramento. Over.
Yeah, KB6RQU, DM05. Good evening.
Nice signal up this way. You're 5 and 8 to 5 and 9. Nice signal. How's the weather doing for you down there in Lake Isabella? Over.
Well, it hasn't gotten quite over 100 degrees yet there, but it's been holding right there.
Here you find even off the back of the beam tonight, so the conditions are phenomenal tonight, Rick. Go ahead, Dennis.
Okay, Rick, very fine. Yeah, it is mighty warm and toasty up this way also. Hey, it's nice hearing somebody could actually get an antenna point all the way up to the northern part of the state up here. We're about 10 miles or 15 miles north of Sacramento there, Rick. Over.
Dennis, give him your Bozo, your grid square.
Yeah, my grid square is 98. CM 98. Over.
Get that, Rick? He's in Charlie, Mexico 98. Charlie, Mexico 98. Over. We may have lost the path.
Yeah, thank you, also Pat momentarily there. Very, very good. Yeah, I hear him. He's Bozo 61. Yeah. Anyway, if you're still with me down there, 73, take care. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. I know there's other people waiting in the wing who want to get checked in, but I did want to make sure that you got the message from our buddy, Mr. Ray. 73, see you, and I'll let him know that we talked to him, and he'll give best wishes back to him. Over.
Yeah, thank you for that. And tell him we'll look for him on 40. Tell him I'm on 40 meters in the morning, 7137 at 8:30 local time. Maybe when he gets running there, he can check in with us. Be great to hear Ray.
7137 was it?
7137. Yeah, he's got to have an extra to get down there, but I think he does. 7137. We start at 8:30. We go till about 9. Tomorrow I'm going to be a little short, but there'll be other people in there. But I won't be there for more than about 10 minutes tomorrow morning because I've got to go into town, and I'm going to be picked up from the house at 9 o'clock. So I'll be in shortly, but not for a long time. Otherwise, normally we're in there for a half to 1 hour talking to, Bill, KO6KD, and GGY, and some of the other guys that you're familiar with. There are quite a few Bozo guys in the group. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good. I'll pass that information along to him there, Mike Martin. Nice. And can I say a real quick hello to Judy, and how's Judy doing?
She's doing okay. She's not out here tonight. It's very hot. It was 100 today, and she didn't want to come out. I have the air conditioning going, but it's just she's wilting. I was going to say something else about, damn it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Oh, have you heard anything from Rich, 849?
Yeah, I talked to him in the morning and everything else. He still hadn't got around to do anything to them bloody antennas. I also talked to Dave and Kent and a few other people and asked them to by all means try to contact and check in directly to you. So when I get done here, make sure you give a shout out to Clear Lake, because I told them that we would like them to check in directly. I think that was a message you want me to give it to them. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Well, whenever you're not there, they should check in direct. And Dave did that the other day, so no problem.
Okay. All righty. Let me get out of the way. And Bill, KO6KD, and Darren, and the guys are listening in. A good evening to one and all. Take a pleasant evening. Stay cool. WB6ISO.
See you tomorrow on 432, Dennis. Now, KJ6KFB, are you there, Daryl?
I'm Darren, but I'm here. Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756. Good evening, Mike.
Big signal. Boy, the band is in really good shape. Your sound real solid, real steady, and I'm not even quite pointed at you. So good to hear you, Daryl. It was weird last night. I guess I heard little bits and pieces of you about the same way I heard John. I could point all over the place, and I could hear you a little bit. No matter where I pointed, I could hear you coming through. The signals were just scattered all over the place. Over.
Oh yeah, and you could see the band go up and down tonight. That's for sure. Well, I'll let you carry on here. I'm going to step away and go take the wife out for a walk. Have a good one, Mike. KJ6, KFB.
Enjoy your walk with the dog and the wife, and we'll see you for tomorrow, Darren. 73. K6MYC looking for KO6KD.
Did you call me, Mike?
Yeah, I did. I'm not maybe pointed right at you. KO6KD, go ahead, Bill.
There we go. Yep, just a half an inch or hairs width one way or the other. The band is up and down quite a bit. KO6KD Bozo 776 checking in. It was 103 here today, and let's see here. I won't bother telling you what I'm having for dinner. Back to you.
Okay. And you should try and get in there tomorrow, somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30. K7VO was on Marine Mobile, had a booming signal down here. He was 10 over 9 for me, so you shouldn't have any trouble with him. We had local problems with Phil. Phil was okay here. He was about S3 to S5, but he had trouble with me. so he signed out pretty early. But Mark was in AI7D, and then K7VO was the strongest of the group with his backstay antenna and 100 watts, 9 plus 10. Bill, over.
Oh, that's great. I never heard him. I was there a little bit after 8 o'clock. I stuck around till 9:30. I could once in a while hear you, but other than that, nah, it was just basically I sat here and fell asleep listening to the static. Over.
Yeah, well, I think he came in a little bit after 9:30. I had signed with Phil, and I had signed with Mark, and I was talking to Dan, N7TSK up there, and then we signed with him, and then we had a little further chatter, and then I went in the other room, and all of a sudden I hear K7VO pop in. So it had to be way after 9 o'clock. So you may have heard him. I'm sure you would have heard him because he was the loudest of the group. Over.
Oh, darn. Well, I dozed off in the chair and woke up and said, well, I guess it's time to close the windows and shut the door and keep the cool air in the house. And I shut the radios off and figured I could get myself an extra hour of sleep because, my sleeping patterns really stink. So, okay, well, that's nice. I'll listen for him tomorrow. I'll certainly, hopefully be there, God willing. So, but conditions, they sure stunk today for me. All right, see you later, Mike, and good evening to the rest of the Bozos. Look for you next time, KO6KD.
Well, we'll see you. Worst case, we'll see you tomorrow night on 432, Bill. Now, I've got a short morning. I will be in at 8:30, but right at 8:30 if I get here at all. I've got a guy picking me up at 9 o'clock. I've got to go into the plant, and we have to do some banking. Matt's out of town, and I'm the only one that can do wire transfers and stuff like that. So they're coming to pick me up to do some banking. So I'll be missing tomorrow probably after about 10 minutes to 9. But Bob was not sure when he would actually get on the air. He's going to be in what the hell's the name of the port? Fisherman's Port or something. Lopez Island. He'll be on Lopez Island and Fisherman's Port tomorrow. And he's traveled there. He's probably there tonight already. He should be already in the harbor. But he will be on tomorrow. But he wasn't sure exactly what time he would be on. He wasn't also sure how much noise he would have. He had a tough time this morning in Port Townsend. He was moored right next to town, right next to the dock, and there was restaurants and everything there within 20 feet of his boat. So he had terrible noise, and I was the only one that he could copy, and I was about S9 to S9 plus 10, and so was his noise. Over.
Well, yeah, that figures. Well, it's as hot as it's been. I'm very reluctant to turn on the amplifier, so he may not hear me. But anyway, we'll give it a try, and if we don't make it tomorrow, then, well, maybe he'll be around on Friday. Okay, Mike, thanks for the heads up, and we'll see how it goes. And like you said, we'll see you right on the way. 73 KO6KD.
Yeah, that'd be...
Who is that? Who's the W?
You're very awesome.
What's that?
At the launch in Mount Ashland, I needed to get a little elevation. So, yeah, not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday.
Geez, did he ever fade out?
I'm here, but there's two other people talking here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who is the W station? Go ahead. K6MYC Bozo Net, 2 meters.
Fairly timed and realized I had about a half an hour before you kind of moved up this direction.
Give me your call sign and your Bozo number, please. Bozo number and call sign. This is Mike, Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee Charlie. I'm in Fresno in the direction toward Fresno, Delta Mike 07. Give me your call sign and your Bozo number if you have one, please. Over.
You again, if you get when the swings on by, just let me know, and if I don't hear from you in an hour or so, I'll just always pack up and head home.
Well, he's talking to somebody local, I guess.
Thanks, and I'll be listening to KC7OY.
KC7 Ocean Yankee, K6MYC. Any copy? KC7OY, K6MYC. Over. KC7 Ocean Yankee, KC70Y, K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, over. Boy, it's got no ears. Anybody on frequency? Aaron, can you tell me where I'm pointed? I've lost track here.
KM6SRR. Aaron's over on 10 meters, still talking away. You're pointing just east of Sacramento.
Okay, about 333, 332, something like that. Don't see any numbers, huh?
Yeah, I don't. Oh, wait a minute. There is a number here now. 321.
Well, that's not East Sacramento. That's West Sacramento.
Well, the arrow's on the east side of Sacramento where the little dot is.
Well, let's see. I'm up at 330 something now. 33 what?
334.
Okay, that's right where John is. So let me see if I can get John out of here. KR6MR, John, are you hearing me? K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. A lot of flutter fading, but we got you pretty good. It was really a weird night last night on 1296. You were all in there, all over the place, everywhere from 305 to 335. I couldn't see much difference in azimuth. There was no azimuth peak. You were just splattered all over the band, over.
Wow, that's interesting. I can't cover that much area. That's, wow. It'd be nice to be like that every week.
Anyway, we got you, and it was amazing. I heard Darren about the same way, but not as steady as you were, over.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't hear Darren very much. He's off the side of my beam. And that beam's pretty narrow for that kind of stuff.
Bozo 61's in there.
Let's see. Yeah, let's play tomorrow night on 432.
Yeah, that's Lake Isabella, KB6RQU, Bozo 61. You were probably hearing him when Dennis was working him. Is that right?
That is affirmative. Came in very clear.
I don't know if he's still listening or not, but you might want to give him a call. That's KB6, Kilo Bravo 6, Romeo Queen United, Radio Queen United, over.
Okay, I'll try to give him a call there, Mike. KB6RQU, KB6 Romeo Queen United, KR6MR, over.
I don't hear him now. I could hear him a little bit off the back before.
No, if I don't hear him either, Mike.
Okay. Well, it was good conditions for a little while up and down the valley there. He has a pretty good setup. I think he has an 18XXX and some power, 300 or 400 watts, but he's tucked back in the canyon. So for him to get out of that canyon is a rare deal. So, but he's got a booming signal when we're pointed at him with the full power here up and down the valley here. But I think he's pressed to get towards Sacramento with a good signal. But it worked tonight. That's the main thing. Anyway, good evening again, John. I'll take a standby for anybody else, and including the Redding boys. I haven't heard them in here yet.
Okay, Mike, 73. Go for Redding.
And we'll see you tomorrow on 432. Okay, Redding, Charlie November 80, in Redding, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6 Hotel Sierra, or Hot Syrup, KD6 Sugar Water, like hot syrup, sugar water and hot syrup. It's almost the same, just the thickness. Anyway, are you there, Rich? KD6SW, go ahead.
Why, yes, I sure am. KD6 Shortwave, Reading, number 145. Good evening. Good signal for now.
Yeah, booming signal. The booming signal, hopefully it lasts there. Let me quickly get it over to Jerry and see if he's there while we got a peak here, and then we'll go back to you as for if it's holding. KO6HS, K6MYC. Jerry?
Roger, KO6HS 230, Mike. We're in here. Don't know how strong we are, but we got another signal up in Oregon, and Charlie November 82. That's up there trying listening for you. Anybody like to get in here? Over.
Okay, well, did you say you want to try 432 tomorrow?
Negative. There is another station in Charlie November 82. Charlie November 82, just over the Oregon border, and he wants to get in tonight. Over.
Okay, well, tell him I'm listening. Why don't you turn that way and talk to him? Give him give him the call signs and stuff, and I'll listen. I'll listen real hard for him, Jerry. You and Rick turn the other way and see if you can tell him that we're listening. And give me his call sign if you have it. KO6HS, K6MYC.
All right, I'll give him a call. I'll turn the antenna and give him a call. His call sign is Kilo Charlie 7 Oscar Yankee. Kilo Charlie 7 Oscar Yankee. Over.
I heard him earlier. He was on here. I heard him earlier.
All right, I'll give him a call and see if he can make the trip. Over.
Yeah, tell him that I heard him. He was in QSO with somebody else, and I called him several times, but I did not have him come back. Over.
Okay, he was probably talking to me. I'll turn the antenna and see if I can get him going. Over.
Roger.
Kilo 6 Mike Yankee Charlo. Kilo 6 Mike Yankee Charlie from Kilo Charlie 7 Oscar Yankee and Charlie November 82.
I gotcha. Kilo Charlie 7 Oscar Yankee Charlie November 82 from Kilowatt 6. Mike Yankee Charlie Delta Mike 07 Delta Mexico 07. Good signal 5 and 3. Over.
Mike Yankee Charlie Kilo 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Kilo Charlie 7 Oscar Yankee Charlie November 82.
Kilo Charlie 7 Oscar Yankee. Jerry, you might have to tell him. I'm hearing him fine. He is Q5, but he's got no ears. Over.
Okay, I can tell you're in the noise kind of up and down, on your right. Definitely know you're there. At one point I heard you talking about too, so that's a couple minutes ago. I heard you talking to Jerry too. I'm going to listen a little and see if I can hear you guys working together.
KC7 Oscar Yankee. Do you have a Bozo number? I am Bozo 47, and my grid square is Delta Mexico 07. Delta Mike 07. My name is Mike. Mike Item Kilo Echo. We have your grid square, Charlie November 82. KC7 Oscar Yankee. You better put a preamp on. K6MYC standing by. Over. He must have local noise, Jerry.
Yeah, he said he was copying you. He said you were right on the fringe, right at his noise level, but he was copying you intermittently. Over.
Yeah, well, he was virtually Q5 here, except for one little period. He was virtually Q5, so... And I don't know, I'm running 1,500 watts. I don't think he's running anywhere near that amount of power, so he should be hearing me. So he must have some serious local noise, or he does not have the preamp turned on. If he's got a preamp in the amplifier and the radio, have him turn it on. And ask him if he wants a Bozo number. Over.
Okay, Roger, stand by.
You hear that, Rob?
Not quite reading Jerry, but I did hear the KC7 Oscar Yankee.
Yeah, amazing. That's from north of the border.
Yeah, I looked him up on QRZ, and it shows he up in Oregon.
Shows him what?
Phoenix, Oregon.
Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix, Oregon. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Well, that's what QRZ says.
I won't argue with it. There he is. Must have quite a nice setup there. We need to get Jerry to get the station details. I'm just standing by, guys, while Jerry is talking to the guy in Oregon. We're trying to get more details on his setups there. So we're standing by for the Oregon station, who's quite a good signal here from Oregon. We want to see if we can catch him if we can. There he is again.
MTS.
Yeah, I hear KO6HS, and can you find out what he's running for power and antennas? What you using, and you tell him to keep trying, because we're hearing him every time. Over.
So I'll take that up the next time. But I think he wants a Bozo number up there.
We could give him a Bozo number if he wants one. We can give him a number. Rob, you might give me a number.
Well, let's see. Jerry, what's his name?
Okay, the next one we have is 1210 1210.
Okay, his name is Matt, and I believe he does want a Bozo number. Over.
Okay, 1210 1210 1210 Bozo number.
Okay, Jerry, did you copy that 1210?
He got it. I heard him say Roger, Roger, 1210.
Well, I'm having a little rough time there, so that's pointing straight down the mic. Okay, Mike says he's copying him over there.
Okay, you might as well list him, Rob. He's real.
Yep, I'm adding him right now. Yeah, I looked him up in KRZ, and he did not have a previous Bozo number, so we got him.
Yeah, and I heard him say he got it. I heard him say 1210 1210. So that's good. 73's guys, can you find out what he's using? What is his power? What is his power and antennas? I'm running a 19 element at 100 feet. 19 elements at 100 feet here and 1,500 watts. 1,500 watts and 19 elements at 100 feet on this end. What is his station? Over.
Jerry, Mike wanted to know what he's running there, how much power and what kind of an antenna he's got. I think I read him on the screen there that he was hitting up on the mountain there, but never mind. Yeah, he wants to know the power and his antenna.
Getting bits and pieces sound like a K1 FO Yagi and a kilowatt.
Yeah, Mike, he's actually roving right now, I guess. He went up to a hill there.
Oh.
His QRZ page shows he does a lot of roving, and let me see, he's got a 7300.
Hang on, he's talking.
15-element antenna and about a KW. 15-element and about a KW.
15 elements, 1.5. 15 element K1FO and 1 KW. Thank you.
Yeah, so he's no slouch either. He's got some horsepower behind him.
Yeah, that helps. That's got his horsepower, and he must be on a hill. I think he's roving. I think he's in rover mode, isn't he?
Well, I think I heard him going driving up the hill. Yeah, I believe he's a rover, but I'm not positive about that. I just he was gone on the stream there a little while ago, and I was just watching his comments.
Okay, well, we probably should send him an email if you can, Rob, if he's got an email on his QRZ page, and send him a quick email and tell him thanks very much for checking in. We hope to hear him again.
Yeah, he's got an email on the QRZ page, KM6SRR.
USL.
I guess we'll probably work him next time around. Now, that's pretty doggone good if he's on Mount Ashland.
He sounds good.
He uses this Proton Mail server.
Wonderful.
I think it's all taken care of there, Mike. It's all taken care of.
I'm sorry, who was that?
That's me, Rich, KD6 Topping Wet.
And what did you say? Just repeat it again. I wasn't ready for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently everything's all taken care of. He's signed off, so bingo bango. We made the contact.
Wonderful. And sounds like a K1FO 15-element Yagi. That's good. And kilowatt, so that's why we're hearing him down here. He's quite good. He's got to get his ears fixed so he can hear better, because he should be hearing me. Over.
Yeah, well, all I heard from him is I have not turned my antenna up his direction. I'm hearing him off the back. Is that he's got a lot of noise up there, so it could be from other. If he's up on a mountaintop, he could be picking up stuff from TV transmitters and such.
Yeah, it sounds like he must have some noise from that location, that hilltop location. Okay, well, thanks for the help, Rich and Jerry. Thank you very much, guys. That's a rare one. We'll send him an email and congratulating him for the longest haul check-in from the north into the Bozo Net so far. That's wonderful. Over. I heard him in here earlier. He was rag chewing with somebody, and I tried to break him, and he was louder earlier. And I tried to break him, and I kept calling him, and I thought maybe he was coming from Nevada, so I swung over toward Nevada, and I called, but I tried in both directions, but I didn't get at him anywhere. So he's not hearing as good as he should. Over.
Yeah, well, earlier I know he was talking to Jerry, and so maybe that's what you heard, the conversation. Jerry had his antenna pointed up toward to OY. So there you go. He can reach out and touch someone here every once in a while, you know.
Yeah, well, even Rob was hearing him a little bit down here. Rob was hearing bits and pieces of him. So he can get to the Fresno area. He can get halfway down to California anyway with his station here. And next time we'll have more people on here. We don't have some of our big guns on here tonight. 73, Sir Rich, we'll let you go. 73 to you, Jerry. Thanks for the help, guys, and congratulations on getting a new one in here. K0, no, that's right, KO6HS and KD6SW with KC7 Oscar Yankee K6MYC. 73, guys.
73.
Thank you.
Mike, 73.
73, Rich. See you tomorrow on 432, Rich.
Well, give it a try and see what happens. You heard me on 6 meters earlier.
Yeah, copy on that one. That's up and down QSB. 1 minute, 1 second QSB on you. Tough copy that time. We'll look for you on 432. I heard you say, Roger. 73 K6MYC QRZ. Any other Bozo members before we go to Nevada?
Whiskey Alpha 6, Hotel November Alpha 1013.
1013. Good evening, Greg.
Good evening, Mike. Yeah, hey, I could hear the Oregon station just a little bit, not as well as you could, but that was kind of exciting. Yeah, I swung my beam around and was able to pick him up. So I'm not a big gun, but I guess I had a big enough gun.
You got a good location for him, and you're a little bit closer too, so you should be able to connect with him. And the biggest problem he's going to have is he's an alligator right now. He's got all mouth and no ears.
Yeah, I was picking up on that. So anyway, but that's kind of neat. I think that's the first Oregon station I've heard on Simplex on 2 meters. So anyway, and had a good field day. Went up there with the Tuolumne guys, and we did pretty well. Not like N6RO, which I did hear him, by the way, on the contest. So, but my favorite contact was right at the very end, like the last 15 minutes of field day. I logged W1AW, so that was kind of a treat. Back to you, Mike.
Really good on 6. Huh?
No, that was on 15 meters. That would have been nice on 6, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're on, but you have to get them when they're there. Was this on phone 15?
Yeah, I was just wrapping up the day. 15 had been dead all morning, and like the last half hour, it came alive, and like my third to last contact was Newington, Connecticut, so that's pretty good. By the way, I have done quite a bit of work down in the southeast on 6 meters before, on sideband, not FT8, but sideband, so it does happen from time to time.
Oh yeah, no, 15's a good band. You should be able to work Africa there on that same path. But the band was done at about 11 o'clock our time, so that's quite perfect conditions for 15 in the middle of the day for them.
Yeah, it came on like a switch, as you could imagine, and then of course then our 24 hours was up because we set things up ahead of time. So we went from 11 to 11, 11 Saturday to 11 on Sunday. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Know the routine. All right. Well, good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. Congratulations on working the home station there.
Okay, thanks. Yep, and it was good. We had a lot of fun.
That's good.
And we'll see you Sunday, K6MYC, WA6HNA.
Yeah, Roger. Good enough, Greg. See you Sunday. Thanks. WA6HNA, K6MYC, Bozo Net, still looking up to Sacramento Valley. Ready to go to Nevada. Is there anybody else in this direction? Now it's quiet. I haven't heard AJ6 Queen Lima for a few weeks. But KW6T. All quiet. All right, I'm going to Nevada. Must have a skunk that's been visiting me here. I can smell a skunk out the back door. Okay, KD6BQ, KD6BQ, K6MYC. Any copy, Rich?
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Oh, I didn't know you had an amplifier. Boy, you're loud. You're very loud, Richard.
Even the atmosphere's working for it.
Boy, I'll say, we just worked Oregon on just a minute ago. I don't know if you heard that or not. We worked Charlie November 82 up there, over.
Oh, that makes it even more interesting. Well, I heard you saying something about a KC700Y, but I didn't know who you were talking about. Shoot, I should have pointed my beam to the north.
Yeah, that's who it was, and I heard him on here when I was trying to work Bill. He was talking at the same time Bill was talking, KO6KD. And he was interfering with Bill, and I tried to get him in. I said, "What's your Bozo number?" And he was quite loud, and I kept asking him, "What's his Bozo number, or what's his call sign?" And finally, he gave his call. He was talking to somebody local up there in Oregon, I guess, and he wasn't hearing me at all, ever.
Well, that's absolutely amazing. So what do we call that? Some kind of local sporadic key?
Well, he was running a kilowatt and a 15-element K1FO design Yagi, and he was on a hilltop. So good location, good power, no ears, over.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, running power and up high can make a big difference.
Yeah, but Oregon's tough under any conditions, so we got good conditions tonight. It won't happen every day, but it would be good to get him in here. He got a Bozo number, and I heard him confirm it. We gave him 1210, 1210, and I heard him say, Roger, Roger, got 1210. So I heard that clear as a bell from him, so I was hearing him pretty well.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing for a signal there. Whereabouts in Oregon was he?
Well, on the border, probably Charlie, November 82, a place called Phoenix, Oregon.
Oh, okay, so not too far across the border. Yeah, when I was in the Bay Area, I used to be able to work guys up at Klamath and up on the mountain up there, but during contests. But I've never worked anybody like that from here.
He's just south of Ashland.
Just south of Ashland, Rob says.
Yeah, that's where the guys used to hang out during the contest that I could work from the Bay Area.
I get the feeling that he was sort of a portable. He was up there and probably had a nice setup in a car. If he's running a kilowatt, he had a van or something big, but he was running a kilowatt and the 15-element Yagi, so that's a pretty big setup for a mobile.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice setup for going mountain topping and whatnot. So he must be pretty serious about it.
Well, I think he is, and that's good. Hopefully he'll get maybe a better location. I don't think he's got no ears. Any radio should have heard me. I was running a bit more power than he was, and I'm quiet here tonight, luckily, but he should have heard me. And he did hear me. We did exchange, but it was very marginal. He was only getting me in bits and pieces, where he was almost Q5 the whole time. Well, at times he went down, and toward the end of the evening it got weaker and weaker and weaker. But he was pounding in at probably around 8:30 when I passed by here the first time.
Well, maybe he wasn't even really pointed at you either. That could be part of it.
No, that's true. We don't know where he was pointing. I just went right down the valley. I suspect that's where he was. Rob, are you hearing Richard?
Oh, yeah. How you doing, Richard? KD6BQ, KM6SRR.
Yeah, good evening, Rob. KM6SRR, KD6BQ. And, yeah, you got a good signal in here. A little fluttery, but easy copy there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting you about an S5 or so that's good. And a little bit of flutter. Yeah, that guy up in Oregon, he had a lot of roving pictures on his QRZ page.
Was it OYY or OOY?
Try to send him some email message or whatever and get him to look for you on at night.
I think it's Oscar Yankee, isn't it? KC7 Oscar Yankee, isn't that it?
Yes, QSL.
There you go. You could look up his QRZ page, Richard, KC7 Oscar Yankee. His name is, for God's sake, Max or Matt or something? Max, I think.
Matt, M-A-T-T.
M-A-T-T, okay, Matt.
Yeah, it sounds good. I wrote it down. I'll look him up and see what there is there. If he's got an email address or something, maybe send him an email or something. Or I guess you could do that, Rob. Let him know that you guys were hearing him down in Fresno. He'd probably be tickled.
Yeah, well, you could send him an email, too. You were hearing him, and if you had turned around, you would have got him, probably. You were hearing him, right?
Should have had the computer up in here, then I would have typed in the call. That would have gotten my attention, and I would have gone looking.
Anyway, tonight on 432, that's the best, strongest signals I've ever heard you on 432, Richard, and very stable, very steady. I wonder if Daniel's back. KE7UQL, are you back yet, Daniel?
Here it is, 272, over.
There he is. He's back.
Kilo, Mike Yankee Charlie, Kilo 6, Mike Yankee Charlie, Kilo 7, Oscar Yankee.
Okay, good to be back, over.
I'm hearing Oscar Yankee Yankee again. KC7 Oscar Yankee Yankee, and I'm pointed toward Nevada. We're getting a bounce. KC7 OYY. Good evening, Matt. My name is Mike. Mike item Kilo Echo. I'm north of Fresno, Denmark, Mexico 07. KC7 Ocean Yankee, I believe. K6MYC, over. There he is, calling again and not hearing. Oh, we darn. Now, you could listen for him, Richard. I would spin around and see if you can hear him. Maybe you guys can contact him and tell him we're hearing him.
Okay, I'm going to have to spin the antenna around. I'll probably lose you when I do that.
No, but I'll stay with Daniel.
Antenna north and see what I can hear. K6MYC, KD6BQ. We're going to turn the antenna.
Roger, roger. KC7OYY, listen up for Delta Mike 09. Listen up for Delta Mike 09, over.
Mike, he keeps saying OYY. It's OOY.
He'll figure it out. I'll get it right sooner or later. Anyway, Daniel, you might have a listen to see if you hear him as well. Welcome back. How was your trip?
Oh, the trip was glorious. Just great, over. Yeah, no, I can't turn the antenna around. I'm Armstrong, your direction only.
Yeah, no problem. That's all right. Just stay this way. We're doing fine with you. We might just take a standby and see if you can hear KC7 Victor Alpha Zulu. We had him in here one night, but I haven't heard him for a couple of nights now. Daniel, over.
Y, KD6BQ, Delta Mexico 09er. Delta Mike 09er, over.
I can hear Daniel off the back of his antenna.
Me too.
Yeah, that's Richard. He's calling Oregon, over.
Yeah, sorry, Richard.
Okay, Richard is not hearing at this time, over.
Yeah, I don't hearing him either. I think he made a couple of calls to me and he didn't hear anything, so he went away. Anyway, great to hear you, Daniel. We'll look for you tomorrow night on 432, and we'll continue with this saga. KE7UQL, KD6BQ. 73 to both of you, and take a quick standby for N7 Victor Alpha Zulu. Go ahead, Eric, if you're there.
N7VAZ is in there, Mike, KE7UQL.
Yeah, I can hear Richard CW fine.
No, Eric is in there. He's in between the CWs.
Okay, I'll log Eric in. Tell him thanks.
Okay, N7VAZ, KE7UQL. You are logged in, over.
1193, Rob.
Okay, Eric, stand by. We'll talk to you later.
QSL.
KE7UQL.
I hear you, Eric. We copy you. You're Q3. Q3, Eric. Thank you. 73. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, K6MYC in the large multitude.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just so you know, Kerry popped up in the chat room real quick to let you know that he is okay to give you that ride tomorrow. K6USY.
Wonderful. Well, I'll call him on the way in, and I'll give him a timing, probably about 10 o'clock.
Roger.
Be later than 10 o'clock, but I'll give him a call a little later. All right. anybody else before we close the net here? K6MYC Bozo Net. I haven't heard KE6BK tonight.
But hey, you worked 3 states.
You're right, I did. It was wild. You should have tried for Mexico earlier. I can work Mexico easy from here.
Yeah, we just need Mexico and Arizona, and you'd have the whole set.
You betcha.
I've worked Arizona on 2 meters. Of course, it was FT8, but that was off my whole loop. Was at Lake Havasu, right there on the Colorado River.
There you go. Okay, well, I'm going to bring the antenna back around to southeast again.
Eric, how about down 5, KE7 UPL? Okay, I think I'm pointed pretty much at 154 or so. Is that what you're reading, Aaron?
157.
157, okay. Thank you. I'm going to go, guys. 7-3 to everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow on 432. KE7UQ. K6USY. K6MTS, if you're still listening, Mark, KM6SRR, and anybody else, K6MYC, clear and listening.
All righty, good night, Mike. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
We got another caller. Who was the other caller? Please give us a repeat. We had a local chatter. Go ahead. Who was the caller? Somebody said another call sign, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, QRZ. Oh, hi, 858. Hi, Eddie. Good to hear you, 858. Thanks much for coming in. We didn't expect you. For some reason, we forgot you tonight. I'm sorry. What the hell's your call? KE6BK, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike. Good to hear you out there. Thanks for picking me up, and we'll see you another day there.
You copying him, Rob?
Yeah, I'm turning down that way. I was still up there towards Nevada.
Yeah, hang on a second. Eddie, Rob is turning your direction. KE6BK, good to hear you. K6MYC. Try to stay cool, Eddie. I don't know where Eddie went. KE6BK, where are you?
Yeah, I'm there and I'm not hearing him. Yeah, I'm typing the email up to Matt in Oregon.
Give Eddie a call.
Hey, Eddie, KE6BK. This is Kilo Mike 6 here, Romeo. 2 meter Bozo Net, standing by.
was in and out.
He may have gotten real weak, too. That's what happened the other night.
Well, we got him anyway. 858. What is your count tonight?
Let me count. I've got 41.
Yeah, not a bad night. I'll write it down. I don't know. I can't count mine, but I'll see if Judy confirms.
Yeah, and Ken did not check into 10 meters, so he's not around tonight.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I need to send Ken a text because Larry didn't know it, and I talked to Larry today. He said Beckman said be at his place at 6:30. Ken told me to be over there at 8 o'clock. They're going to move Larry's tower over to his new house.
Yeah, it's going to be a big project.
I better go in and get Kerry before it gets any later here. 7-3, guys.
All right, Mike.
7-3, Mike, K6MYC, KM6SR.
7-3.
All right, and good night to the guys on YouTube. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.